I left my toys here. Did you see? Yeah, I saw. Okay, I can see my little cutie teddy bear. Where is my little boy? I can't see him. Riya? Yes, Deborah. Where did he go? I left him here only, na? Riya, tell me, Deborah, fast. I just love that toy so much. Oh, where did he go? What happened to him? Riya, I am sorry. Sorry? For what? By mistake when I was playing with it, na? That little favorite toy of yours fell down, yeah. What? My favorite little boy fell down? Yes, Riya, and what? And it broke. What? You broke my favorite toy, Deborah? How could you do this? I'm sorry, Riya. I don't want you sorry. How can you do something like this, Deborah? How can you? I'm so sorry, Riya. No, I don't want you sorry. I am not going to talk to you anymore. This is so bad of you. That is my favorite toy you broke. Riya, you know what? I know how to make your mood better. You want to what is that? Yeah. Let's do sing and dance together. Maybe you'll feel better. No, Deborah, you don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you anymore for what you did. Riya, it just fell by mistake, Riya. Don't scream at me, Deborah. You did a mistake. Riya, keep quiet. It just fell by mistake, okay? Why are you shouting at me like this? By mistake only it fell. Deborah, it was my favorite toy. Okay, because both our moods is upset, let's do sing and dance. And then we will think what we should do about it. But Deborah, I am not going to forgive you. I am not going to talk to you anymore. Riya. Okay, Riya. If that is what you want to do, go do. I am also not going to talk to you. We will do sing and dance, but I will do in this side, you do that side. Huh? Kids, you go do sing and dance, okay? Huh?
Oh, I am
story time. This week we are going to learn the story about how David spared Saul's life. Yes, the story's name is David Spares Saul's Life. We saw last week how God was with David and how a little David defeated the giant Goliath. And Saul was very pleased with David and did not send him back home, but kept him in his palace. David grew up in the palace, and Jonathan, Saul's son, became David's best friend. Saul even got his daughter married to David. People praised David for his valor. This made Saul very unhappy, and he decided to kill David. However, David's best friend Jonathan and David's wife helped David to run away from Saul's trap. Saul did not stop. He was keen on killing David, so he and his men went on a search to find and kill David. Saul came to know that David was in a desert nearby. So he called his men and went out in a search for David. Saul, while searching for David in the desert, was exhausted and wanted to get some rest. So nearby he saw a sheep pen where a small cave existed. Saul went into the cave to relieve himself. David, along with few of the men, a little far behind, and they watched Saul carefully. The men with David told David, "This is the day the Lord said he will give unto you, the day when he will give your enemy into your hand." So David crept in slowly and took out his sword. And guess what he did? He only cut the hem of Saul's robe and returned back. The men with David were very disappointed. But do you know what? David felt really bad. Not because he couldn't kill Saul, but because he cut the hem of Saul's robe. Can you believe that, friends? David then ran and called out Saul. When Saul woke up and came out of the cave, David bowed down before him and asked Saul to forgive him for cutting the hem of his robe while he was asleep. Do you know why David did that? Because Saul was once God's anointed. Thus, David spared the life of Saul. Yes, little kids, do you know what we learn from this story? We are the children of God, and God loves us so much, because of which we are called to love everyone. We are called to love those who hate us. We are called to love those who harm us. We are called to love those who oppose us. We are called to love everyone. Do you know what the learning of this beautiful story is? Don't harm those who oppose you. Be first to reconcile. Yes, we saw how David himself went and called Saul and asked for forgiveness. Yes, little children, we need to learn to be first to reconcile, be first to ask sorry. So let's repeat the learning one more time. Don't harm those who oppose you. Be first to reconcile. And this week's memory verse will be, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. One more time. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew chapter 5, verse 44. Hope you loved the story. Stay tuned for the craft and meet you all next week. Bye.
Hello kids, today's craft is David Spare's King Saul. So we're going to do King Saul's rope. First, we need a plain paper, popsicle stick, some sketch pens, glue. Let's draw King Saul's rope. Then you can draw the sign over here and the buttons. You can write the memory verse here. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. After that, you can cut into this and then stick the popsicle stick here.
Hello And that story, it was so beautiful, right? We saw how David spared the life of Saul, even though Saul was going after David to kill him. And we saw how that helped Leah and Deborah's friendship too, right? Yes, I'm going to show you the learning that Leah and Deborah had through a small magic. Yes, it's going to be a magic. Okay, so now you see that this was Leah and this was Deborah, and the friendship they had with each other was so smooth, right? There is no like knots or bumps in between. They were such good friends. And then what happened? Deborah, by mistake, broke Leah's toy, because of which Leah got really angry and they both had a fight with each other. And they had an argument. And now that formed a knot in their friendship that made it really hard for them, right? And it was with this same attitude that they entered the story time. Correct? See? They entered the story time with the very same attitude. Right? They went into the story time with the very same attitude. See? Nothing was changing when they went into the story time. But then, after listening to the story of David and Saul, what happened? What happened? Leah and Deborah, they reconciled with each other, and they learned that everything is possible when we, love each other. Yes? And this helped them restore their friendship back to normal. I hope you guys love the story and the small magic that I did. If you guys want to learn this magic, when you're sending in your quiz answers, type and tell me, just teach me this magic and I will teach you next week, okay? And the winners of last week's quiz are Missy, Samuel, Nathan, and Pratishta. Congratulations all four of you. We're expecting more number of kids to respond to the quiz. Okay? Until we meet next week, take care.